So just recently, I just rode the R179s on the J. Um, it's just, I guess it's my reaction to them, or my personal thoughts on the R179s. Um, I don't mind them. I don't mind them. I know a lot of people hate them. You know, a lot of people can't stand them because it's like they keep failing left and right. That of course is highly unacceptable. That's a fact. That is just a fact. Um, but personally, to me, I don't mind the 179s. Matter of fact, you know, it's like I know that they're lemons, of course. That's. And before I begin, I know for a fact this photo right here is taken by Miles Blount. It was a 179. I was basically on the A. So shout out to him for that. But as far as the 179s in general, as a general train, it's not it's not bad. I mean, I'm okay with it. It's not annoying like an R160. It's okay. I mean, it looks pretty cool. I mean, even though generally it's the same thing as the R160, R143, all that stuff, but it's like it doesn't. It looks nice. It looks a little bit like it doesn't look all rounded and everything like that from sides. It looks like something. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the 211 as far as like a face goes, I mean, it's gonna look like Deadpool when that shit comes out. I'll tell you that much right now. But it doesn't strike me. The 179s don't really strike me as like, you know, as a bad designed train. It doesn't. It's like I know Bombardier. Okay. Bombardier, done fucked up really well with the freaking train. I get that. They've been fucking up a lot. That's a given. And I know after that, of course, working with the MTA, you're gonna fall. That's pretty much every company that's ever worked with the MTA. You're gonna fall. So you just gotta find a way to basically keep afloat as much as you can. But as far as the 179s go, I mean, as a train, for me personally, I like the sound effects that the propulsion has. It's pretty freaking cool. It's not as ridiculous as the Alstoms with the freaking Onyx propulsion, the 160s and 142s. It's not ridiculous like that. I like that whole thing. That sounds pretty cool. I mean, in the way it speeds up is like really really nice. I like the way it moves. I like the way it rides. It's pretty cool. And I noticed that a lot of people had tried to sabotage the R179s when they first came in. I mean, the bucket. I was it. Well, not the bucket, but the milk carton apparently was on the tracks in the J, which I was surprised to hear about. But I mean, I know that was. I guess that was probably by either error, one of the two, either error by a track worker or just like somebody trying to sabotage the train. But and then I heard that somebody had left a pen inside of a door of the R179s to make it look like it was a door problem with that train. And it's like it was that train just like it's ridiculous. I mean, that train has pretty much gone through a lot. I mean, in its first days. And I mean, I can't ignore the fact that it's almost like the 142s when they first came in. Because of course the 142s when it was trying to replace the Redbirds and everything like that, when the 142s came in, of course the 142s, it was like, oh, we'll order a crap ton of them. Next thing a few months go by and then they start crapping out left and right. I mean, like really really bad. I mean, so much that you can't ignore it. So I mean, like, and I look at the 179s like I look at the 142s. I mean, and think about it, they're both made by Bombardier. So it's for me in this case, it's to be expected. But the 179s to me they remind me more so of the 7000s from WMATA, like all the way in DC and everything like that. They're more resemblant to that. So if anything, I rather the 179. Like if the 179s were like put together more well than what they are now, then like I would say that I would actually like those trains a little bit more than I do now. I still like them. You know, I'm not I'm not saying, I hate them, or that I love them. I'm in the middle with them right now, because I'm like, they're still, to me, they're still, they're still getting the kinks out of them like that. To see more of them, to see a whole bulk fleet of them is what I'm like looking for before I can make a judgment call, because it's like, you don't want to jump the gun too early, and it's like all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, the 179s are crap, and then a few months later, oh yeah, the 179s are fantastic. You know what I'm saying? I gotta see what it is entirely, like in its entirety, because I'm like, I can look at the 160s and say, oh well, the Alstoms I hate, but the Siemens are awesome. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could do that. I mean, because the 160s had their time simmering in the system now, so I'm like, I can do stuff like that. But as far as like the 179s, I mean, to me, they're still fresh. I mean, I can't really make a judgment call too early. It's the same thing with the whole Second Avenue subway with the Q train review. That's the reason why you haven't seen a Q train review yet, is because the Second Avenue subway is still, it's still kicking in. I'm like, I still have to, research it. I have to I have to study it first before I can really make a whole judgment call on that. That pretty much explains my, the way we do our reviews and stuff like that. We have to study first before we can even like make a call on anything. So I mean, and I hope the MTA does see what we do as far as like us giving reviews and stuff like that. We have to be extremely meticulous with what we do. So and shout out to the MTA for actually surprisingly enough, yes, me giving a shout out to the MTA, yes, shout out to the MTA, for pushing forward, pushing ahead, because I know, on a serious note, I know that New York City itself, we are in a state where we do need more trains and everything like that. We do need more cars in the system, and we need more cars in the city, just for moving a whole 9 million people around. I mean, shout out to them, because they've been they're still in shit times. They're still pushing. They're still trying to make things happen. So and shout out to, of course, the people that work within transit, all of the transit workers, especially, because I mean, you guys are down there 24/7 busting your ass trying to make sure that people, New York, or not only that, but people in New York and outside of New York get around. So shout out to you guys especially. But shout out to the MTA, the higher ups too, because of course, you guys call all the shots and everything like that. And so far, yeah, a lot of decisions were a pain in the dick, but but at the end of the day, we're still here, city's still pushing, so shout out to you guys. And of course, with the 179s, it is a step in it, it is a step in the right direction, is a step in the future. What you guys, as far as what you guys need to do now, keep what you have. Because of course I know you guys are focused on trying to get rid of a lot of stuff. That's the one primary objective of course, getting rid of the old equipment. Trust you me, as a fan of the R32s, I get it. I totally get that. You guys are like aimed strictly for the 32s, but as you can see yourselves now, this to be true. The R32s, as everybody keeps saying, of course, everybody's always like, oh, your R32s need to go, they're past their prime. Shut up. The reason why I say that is because, look at 32s compared to the 42s. You already see that the 42s are crying death. They're crying death. Yeah, the 32s are older, but it's like, there's a lot of things that the 32s are more capable of than the 42s. I mean, for Christ's sake, we have more 32s in the system than 42s. You guys know this. But of course the 179s come in, of course, and I hate saying this myself again as well, but you got to get rid of the 42s. If you're gonna replace something, replace the 42s. That's the most, at this point, logical thing you can do. If you have enough cars to replace the 32s, then by all means. But if right now, at the moment, if the smartest thing you can do is keep the 32s around for a little bit longer, this way, you're ready. When you're ready, then you can scrap them. because it's like, you know, that's what we faced when we came to the 160s. We over scrapped a lot of shit, and we didn't have enough to really replace everything. So, you know, we wasn't ready before, but now, you know, and we're still not ready even now. Freaking computer shut down, you asshole. Okay, I guess it was still recording. Yeah, but you know, as I was saying, you know, we're not ready. We're not ready as of yet. You know, and I personally, me myself personally, you know, that, you know, it's like what, like I said, it's like what happened with the 160s when everything was being scrapped. We over scrapped a lot of shit, and we pretty much shot ourselves in the foot. Now we're sitting here trying to play catch up, even after we scrapped all of that stuff. You know, we shouldn't have, of course, you know, we shouldn't have scrapped the 40s mods. You know, we shouldn't have scrapped the phase 2s, and we shouldn't have scrapped the 38s. Reason why I know a lot of people say we should have scrapped the 38s, but we shouldn't have scrapped the 38s. Reason why is because the only thing we needed to do was what? Replace the roofs. That was it. 38s needed just a little bit of, you know, body work done here and there, like roof work. You know, other than that, they were fine. They were fine. Then, you know, phase 2s, of course, should have kept those. You know, all you had to do was just what, freaking fix brakes on them, shit like that. You know, it's like the things that need to be done in the system are so simple. You know what I'm saying? Coney Island wants the R32s. I mean, that's a given. I mean, they're practically begging for the 32s, but apparently, thanks to the stupid ass freaking people that made the Montague Street tunnel, you know, that fixed it after Sandy, they fucked it up. So it's like now, in order for Coney Island to get the 32s, you know, we gotta wait for another hurricane to happen. Even though, of course, you know, we don't want that to happen. But it's like, you know, it's just, of course, the MTA is not gonna try to do something like that. But it's like, you know, the smart thing is, you know, to at least try to fix it. Try to fix the Montague. If you can't, then it's like, it is what it is. But it's like, you know, that Montague is holding up a lot of shit from happening. I mean, a lot of shit from happening. So, I mean, you know, it is what it is, you know, at the end of the day. But as far as my thoughts on the 179s, it's like this. I mean, you know, we'll see what happens when the rest of the fleet comes in, because it's like I'm hearing they're going to the A, and I'm hearing they're not going to the A. I'm hearing that it's like they're they're going to be going to the C. Then I'm hearing that, you know, of course, you know, and that's I think that's like the main goal for the 5-car sets is going to the C, of course. And then they have of course, the A, C, J, and Z. That's what was announced before. And I mean, personally, I don't mind. You know, that's the one thing I want to happen is like, all the tech goes to like the A and stuff like that. Like whatever the hell it is, like dump everything on the A. Reason why I say that is because we can enjoy whatever the hell it is. I mean, I'm looking at this side. I'm looking at on a railfan's perspective. It's like, you know, have all the tech stuff go to the A, have all the rest of the equipment spread out to to all different areas or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? As a logical, you know, as a average passenger perspective, you know, nobody gives a shit. I mean, really thinking about it, like nobody really gives a shit until, you know, they only want the train to show up. That's pretty much how New Yorkers think. As long as a train shows up, nobody gives a fuck. You know, you only have the the pretty much the super anal people looking at what train they're riding on or something like that. You know, like people like on a 6 or something like that. You know, they're extremely anal about what train they ride. People on the 6, the E, you know, them lines that is, you know, that go to like World Trade Center and, you know, all them important ass places and shit like that. But it's like, you know, something like the A, you know, it's like, you know, it's you know, again, it goes back to like, you know, which areas these trains serve and everything like that, you know. But now it's like everything done changed up. You know, Brooklyn's now, you know, getting hipsterfied and shit like that, and then, you know, gentrification's happening, stuff like that. So, you know, and I know the MTA takes notice of that. You know, you got to think of, again, like I said plenty of times before, there's a picture and then there's a picture outside of that picture. So, you know, the MTA is really looking at, you know, it's like, okay, what areas complaining, what areas like, you know, complaining the most, who has power where. It's all about political shit now. It's like, you know, back then it wasn't really as political. Now it's political up the ass. And it's like, all it is that people are just looking at what trains are on what line, and we deserve better. That's pretty much like the main that's the main saying for everybody, is like, we deserve better. And it's like, this is for everybody that lives in New York City as an average passenger. Just deal for the time being. Of course, gradually everything is going to change over. Just hold on. That's all you have to do. Get the stick out of your ass for 1 second and just deal. This is New York City. Stuff doesn't happen overnight. Some things do take time. And the subway is one of them. New York City Transit's one of them. So, I mean, buses you can replace fast. It's that's the way it is. But it's like, trains are a different story. Trains are a whole different world. And that's the problem that a lot of people in New York have, is they don't realize exactly what what it is in New York City train in the underground, basically. So, my thoughts on the R179s in general, it's like this. Once they come in as a full fleet, we'll see exactly how everything plays out. We'll see, if anything, the end result is that they're all gonna come in. Of course, they're all gonna come in. But, of course, Alex doesn't like him at all, which I can totally understand exactly the reason why he does not. I get everything that he says. I get it. I totally get it. But it's like, for me personally, on my personal end, I'm like, I'm cool with the way they are. I'm really cool with the way they are. And it's like, it's just of course, you guys know me very well. It's like, I love diversity. I love, different. I don't like looking at the same exact shit every single time I go into the subway system. I mean, I was born on diversity. You know what I'm saying? Like, my favorite train, of course, is the R32N train. That's always been me, and then, of course, the reason why the N's also my favorite line is because of everything that ran on it. It's like every fucking thing ran on that damn line. That's the reason why, you could go downstairs, in the subway, or upstairs, whichever station you're at, on the end, and it's like, you can randomly get like a 32, 38, 30, what was it? Even the 32, even though the 38s ran on the end like way back in the day, but still, it's like, 32s, 46s, 42s, 40s mods, 40 slants, just different shit on the end. And is and that's the reason why I'm so glad that the 68s are still in the end right now, because it's something different. And shout out to Coney Island Yard for that as well, because it's like, yo, you guys pretty much, you do the inline a good service by at least throwing a 68 or 68A on the end, from just seeing the boring ass vanilla R160s run back and forth and shit like that. That's pretty fucking cool on your part. So, and I'm cool with seeing, if the 179s do go, to like Jamaica and stuff, just a random thought, I'm like, I would love to see a 46 on the end, shit like that, just like, just shit like that, you know what I'm saying? So, as far as the 179s go, I mean, this is almost a 20-minute video, but as far as the 179s go, I don't mind them for the time being. I mean, you guys know pretty sure soon, there's gonna be reviews with the 179s in there, of course. But at the end of the day, it's like, this is what it is now. This is the future that's coming in now. And me as an avid R32 fan, like I've lived and breathed those freaking trains. You guys know that. I can honestly say, if and I'm hoping that that does happen, of course, with the 211s. If the 211s do replace the 32s, then it's like it's whatever. If they don't, then it's like I have more time to enjoy the 32s and stuff like that. Because it's like I don't mind with what's happening now as far as like 32s versus 179s. It's like you just appreciate what you got in the subway system, because of course once it's gone, then it's like everybody's gonna start complaining, oh, I missed the 32s and oh, all this other shit. It's like me, I'm like, I appreciate them every single time I get down on the subway, because it's like I grew up on that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, I've been everywhere on those godforsaken trains. I mean, shit, my grandfather, the story behind that. So, you know, that's the reason why I'm like, I appreciate what I have now, because I look at the 179s and I know for a fact, I'm like, you know, that, you know, it's just a look into what's going to happen in the future. And I'm like, you know, I'm not gonna feel the same way about the Subway anymore once the 32s go, and I know that personally. You know, I like I said before a lot of times, I said I was gonna retire from, you know, just me myself personally. I was gonna retire from transit once those 32s go. You know, but not transit in general, just New York City transit. It's like, you know, I won't be too much of a fan inside of transit. I think the only thing I'll have left is what, 68s. That's about it. Because, you know, I'm an old school guy. I'm not into all the new stuff like that. You know, it'll pique my interest for a little bit, but, you know, there's nothing like, you know, hearing air and shit like that. You know, whistles and freaking, you know, just like, it's just gears and shit like that. You know, propulsions and, you know, like old school, you know what I'm saying, like brushes, things like that. You know, you appreciate stuff like that. So, and it's kind of hard to like really, you know, not hear that. You know, all you hear is like, you know, computers and shit like that. You know, aluminum coffins like 160s flying down the line and shit like that. You know, that's all you're gonna get in the future. So that's the reason why I appreciate what I have now. And a lot of people, of course, a lot of people in my generation are like, oh, you know, old equipment, trash, shit like that. But it's like, you know, it's the very trash that you grew up with. And it's like, it's the very trash that, you know, that kind of pretty much brought us together, if you think about it. You know, that trash brought us together. So, you know, like, even the 160s, I can say, you know, of course, you know, you guys know me, I cannot stand the fucking 160s for the life of me. I cannot do it. I mean, I tried to like an Alstoms, I cannot do it. You know, I even made a character, for Christ's sake, you know, based on Alstom R160s, Alstom Million, and you know, like, you know, it's I mean, the Alstom R160s give me an you know, an atmospheric, you know, purpose for that character. But other than that, I do not see myself liking those trains at all. I do not. I mean, the Siemens R160s I'm cool with, but them Alstoms, holy crap, are they annoying. And, you know, I tried. Like, believe me, I tried. You know, Alex could tell you, you know, Turtle, Adam, they can tell you I tried. I tried to like those trains, but I just cannot do it. I can't do it. I just can't. It's physically impossible for me. So, I mean, you know, but I do give the 160s a hell of a lot of credit. You know, when it came to replacing what we've lost, you know, they came in handy, and they're fulfilling their purpose, and that is at the end of the day, the end result is, as long as they fill their purpose, that's exactly what, you know, that's exactly what we're looking at. You know what I'm saying? That's as long as they do that, you know, then they're good. You know, so that's what I see with the 179s. You know, they come in, you know, if anything, they'll come in like shit. The MTA, of course, at the end of the day, are gonna try to do something to fix all of them. You know, it's gonna be like the 142s. They're gonna try to do whatever they can to fix them the right way, the way they need to fix them and stuff like that. And then after that, you know, they'll get back on top. You know, they'll get back to, you know, to normal. Of course, you know, they'll operate the way the MTA wants them to operate. So, at the end of the day, that's my thoughts on the 179s. I mean, I can't hate them, you know, because it's like they kind of strike me a little bit. You know, I'm like, I'm okay with them. I'm all right with them. It's like, you know, they you know, the 143. You know, in my category, as far as like tech trains go, like the 142A's got it first, then the 188's underneath that. Then, well, the 142A is 188s. You know, to me they're like the same thing, even though they're not. But you know, 142A is 188s. Then you have the 143s. Then you have the Siemens R160s. Then you got the 179s, and then you have the the 142s, and then and then the R160s. That's my tech list, if anything. But that's I guess that's my thoughts on the R179. So again, shout out to the MTA themselves, you know, and yes, the higher ups, of course. Shout out to them because they've made things happen. You know, they made things happen. But more importantly, of course, shout out to the people that are working in the MTA, all the MTA workers. You guys deserve every bit of that. You know, every bit of the love, because you guys, of course, like I said, you guys are putting boots to asses 24/7. So much love and much shout out to you guys. And of course, shout out to all the fans. You know, shout out to the fans especially, because you guys, of course, you know, this, again, like I've always said, this is your channel. You know, this is the people's channel. So shout out to you guys, of course, you know, because of course, like I always say to you guys, without you guys, we wouldn't be here right now. So thank you guys so much. So with that said, this is Knuckles of the Super Subway Brothers. Yeah, and that's my thoughts of the R179. So thank you so much, and I guess I don't know. Again, my freaking laptop does that stupid shit that it does because, you know, it's a pain in the dick and it's old at the same time. Well, not old. Well, 2011. Is 2011 old? Nah, it's not that old, but it's getting there. So yeah, later.